Hey everybody, Brian the Wild Armenian Rat Ride Carport Builder, Real Estate Investor, whatever you want to call me. Don't call me late for lunch. How's that? Wowsy. Yeah, I'll tell you. Good morning, people. I'm heading over to the gym. I just left the veterinarian's pick up prescription for little Daisy Doodle, her thyroid medicine, and she's been doing good on that. So it's been working. So I'm doing that, and then after I leave the gym, I'm going to go to Publix. So I'm a busy old man in retirement, you know. Last night, I finally got the torque converter yesterday for the rat ride, and so got it in, excited, you know. It cost me $255. Got it from a company called Jags. So I slapped it in. It felt like it went in, and I'm putting the transmission up to the engine. I'm up on my back, and I'm fighting it. Said a couple of choice words. Sorry about that. Sorry, Lord. Anyway, come to find out, took it back down, looked just like the torque converter, my old one, but there was a little difference. The notch wasn't as deep. That goes into the oil pump. The torque converter runs it bolts through the flywheel, and it also goes into the transmission where the oil pump is. In the transmission, there's two little like pits, and it's a notch like that. It wasn't deep enough, so that's why I put the old one in there, and it went right in. I mean, just testing it. So here I am, waited over a week for this thing, and oh boy. You know, and I look back and I go, why am I getting all upset and mad, over this? And just had to let it go, I had to start focusing on gratitude. At least I got these things, And, we're going through a closing on some property. We're selling property Monday. We're closing on that. Wednesday, we're buying property, so we got to go through a closing on that. And then the realtor called up yesterday, and it was kind of like, I don't know, she wasn't trying to complicate it. She says, well, maybe we can get you that title company that you're selling. That way you don't have to go both places, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm thinking, well, I don't want to pay double, or you won't have to pay double, Brian, blah, blah. And we back and forth. And then she finally called back and said, nah, it's all going to be electronic e-sign, and we're going to give you wiring instructions, which I did with the $1,000 security deposit. So that's okay. And then I started awfulizing the whole situation, because this property that we're buying going to have to be cleared. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to buy a skidster. I'm on Craigslist, and then the wife said, well, we can just hire somebody and this and that. I said, I got to get the survey done, and I'm going to talk to the county, see what I can do and can't do with the property, and all these things. And I started awfulizing, and I'm going, I can't even get a right torque converter for my rat ride. Why do I think I'm going to get, and I start, I don't know, demeaning myself, I guess what I'm trying to say. And, and I awfulizing, and, I got to stop back and find, it's all going to work out. The realtor said last week, it's a godsend you got this property, because we just listed it and you guys just jumped on it and you bought it. The property wasn't even on the listing on the MLS for one day, and we bought it. My wife is pretty sharp. We jumped on it, And so like Saturday we signed, electronic signature. The seller signed a Sunday. Monday, my butt ran to the bank and got some money and wired $1,000. So, she said it was a blessing. It's a God thing, and I agree. I said to her, yeah, it's a reason why everything happens like that. So I totally agree. And me awfulizing stuff, here I go, like, okay, now it's like I'm taking my will back, or, instead of giving it to God, I'm taking it back. So I do things like that. And, and I watch these videos. A couple things I'm going to say. I watch a lot of retirement videos, and this one old boy, he's getting political and stuff. And I thought about doing it. And I did a thing on AARP and IMAC. Awareness was a video. and I've thought about it, and I said, I'm going to counteract them, and I just jumped back. I said, you know what, my channel's not going to go that way. Enough. I'm going to focus on the solution. And these other people on the internet want to be, like they, trash Sarasota Tim. That's all they got, man. God bless them. If they're getting ratings and thumbs up and all that, good for them. I don't care. I really don't. So, that's their cup of tea, and that's not my cup of tea, the bottom line. So I'm going to focus, like I said, on trying to stay on the positive. And that's important for me. It's important for my soul, my sanity, because when I'm talking smack about somebody, I sure don't feel right with myself, and that's no way to be, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm always talking about, like the Gen Zs or, the way this economy is, in high inflation and hyperinflation and the real estate property and prices are high and, and gas is high. Man, Lord, I paid, what was it, $3.43 the other day a gallon for gas. So 4 years ago it wasn't that. So things are high. Chicken, and whatever you buy at the grocery store, things are getting high. And these Gen Zs don't see, like they're ever going to have the American dream. And I beg to differ with them because, like I said, there was a president back in office back in the 70s. I think it was Jimmy Carter days. I was in my 20s, and they had high inflation and didn't look like I was ever going to own the American dream. Here I am. I'm a player in real estate today. So you can get into things. There's all kinds. I've been seeing, I call them junkers, mobile homes. Everybody goes, mobile home. But, they're good income maker. They really are. And you can get people to lease option places to you. And don't have to be a mobile home. I'm just saying you find a home, wood structure or brick structure. If you find call it junker, whatever, It just seems in my area there's a lot of junker mobile homes that can be had. But what you can do is do a lease option. A lot of times, let's say a junk mobile home, for example, on a 1/4 acre land was a septic tank and well, but let's say it's in need of big time repair. You can get this property. A lot of times people are selling these things. It's hard to find a cash buyer, and it's hard to finance property. No bank or financial institution going to loan you money for property like that. So they'll sit and sit and sit. And how you find these too, you look around, and if you see it on the internet or some whatever listed, you can even take these old real estate magazines and save them and go back and visit and see if that property 6 months from now, that property might be still sitting there for sale and owner wants to get rid of it. And you can do a deal with them like a lease option to buy it. A lot of times owners want to get rid of it and they have a little income coming from it and you can option to buy it. And you set the price. Let's say $20,000, for example. I'm just throwing that. So you set the price at $20,000, and you're going to pay them, and you agree on X amount of dollars. Let's say $400 a month or $300, whatever you're comfortable. Sometimes you can give them little money down, and maybe a couple of $1,000 down, or maybe $1,000. It'll be basically what you have to put up for a rent, whatever that is. I haven't rented in a long time, but just to show you the scenario. And then what you do is you got a piece of this property. You got a chunk in the game. And you write it up, the contract. And a contract between the buyer and seller can be written up any way you two decide. Whatever works for the both of you. And you can counter offer or counter, your decisions on stuff. However, and your payments would go, a part of the payments would go towards the equity of the property. Now, this is how I started out with property. I never went to a bank. Remember, I told you I was a young man back in the day, and I didn't have any credit. I didn't have any money, hardly any money. We got income tax money, and that's how I got things. Everybody gets a couple of $1,000 here and there. And that's what I did. Put down on some property, and that's how I ended up on my way to buying real estate. So it's possible. It still can happen. And that's called tenant buyers. Tenant buyer is a wonderful way for people to own a piece of the American pie. It happens, it works. There's a guy in Jacksonville, Florida, in my state, called Ron LeGrand. And that's where I learned that from many, many, many years ago, from Ron LeGrand. Thank you, Ron. It works. So, and I'm not endorsing, let me cut back. I'm not endorsing, I don't get no money from Ron LeGrand. I'm just telling you what happened. It worked for me. So, and that's how. So there you go. So today, let's look at that. You know, if you think about it, there's always ways to think outside the box, legally too. You know, you'll have a lot of talking heads tell you can't do that. Oh, it won't be work. You'll have a lot of friends that say, oh, that won't work. God, they still own the property. Don't listen to them. And another thing, you know, why are you going to listen to people? You know, I had this problem. I'm not talking bad about, you know, my family, but, you know, they're working, they're struggling. Am I going to go up to somebody that's struggling like me and ask them how to make money in real estate? No. That's the worst thing. You know, your Uncle Bob or Joe, whatever, you know, Aunt Susie, whatever. Why ask them if they're struggling like you, or your buddies or your girlfriend, whatever? If they're struggling, don't ask them for advice on that. You go places to ask advice. There's this thing called RIA. It's a National Real Estate Investor Meetings. You can get involved in that. You can start networking with people, learning how there's people, millionaires that made billions on real estate. You get to know people like that. You get to know tricks of the game and what's going on. This is not for real estate brokers, realtors. It's for real estate investors like you could be. And so there you go. So there's ways to do it. You think outside the box. So with that, hey, appreciate y'all watching my video. Really do. I'm at the Gold's Gym. I really don't want to work out. I got lead in my butt, but I'm going to force myself to go work out. I got to take care of the health. You know, that's another thing important. Take care of your health. Thank God for today. You know, really got to live in this beautiful world today. Blue skies above, man. And with that, God bless y'all. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Ring the notice bell. Become a subscriber, please. And if there's any comments, please share your comments with me. Another thing, too, I'm having a hard time. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have one of my kids help me. My comments on my YouTube channel, when I post a new video, I'm having a hard time answering people, so don't get discouraged with me. I'm having technical problems with my channel, and I know it's probably me. For sure. For sure. So anyway, like and subscribe. I think I said that. Give me a thumbs up. Hey, y'all take care of yourself. You're really important. God bless you. Thanks.